Hello and welcome back to the 2022 Brent Hambrick Memorial. This is the second round back nine coverage here in Columbus, Ohio. My name is Zachary O'Hare, and on the commentator's mic, I still have with me Brian Wolf. How we doing?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Excited for the back half of this round.
Yeah, taking a look at our scores so far, we have pretty tight race. 3 strokes separating our cards, 7, 8, 9, and 10 down. Tyler in this lead right now. Starting off with hole 10, what do we got going on?
We got a par 3, 355 feet. We got to avoid all of the wonderful fairway trees and then come into what I would call a pretty guarded pine green. This hole did get birdies, did get bogeys, but got a lot of pars. Played it at 3.18 on day 2 of this event. This is also a dual tee pad, so you can choose your moment of footwork attack. Mm-hmm. So if you're more of a concrete man or more of a fly pad or AstroTurf person, you got lots of stuff to choose from.
And I think that's really wise from the TDs, for all you TDs out there looking to how do you make a really good event. I think the staff here really recognized that the rain leading up to this event made some of the pads a little slicker, and some of them were worse that are in the woods, and they recognized this was one they needed to have a alternate position in case players didn't feel safe on the pad, and they kind of just designated that space, and they took care of it. That was a really smart idea.
Yeah. Love Tony's shot out of his hand, got clipped up by that last tree. Here comes Corey, trying to weave one down there.
A little high, maybe.
Turn.
Oh, that Undertaker doesn't turn.
Oh.
That's why he likes it.
Must be a stable beef Undertaker.
It is a first run.
Yeah.
It is the most stable he can find, he says.
I really like the test flight ones for stability. They were great. Anyways, here comes Tyler Horne. He's going to throw it right underneath the basket. Get one of those tap-in threes.
That's pretty good for this hole. Not losing too many strokes.
Mm-mm.
Here's Tony, going to give it a bid.
That was a healthy bid. I liked it. Bradley, about 55.
Yep.
Ooh.
Get down. Ooh, just over the top.
Great line. Just a little high.
Making donut dance.
Corey trying to sneak one in.
Oh, the branch got him, yeah.
Yep. You can see he was very angry with the tree.
Okay, Bradley, comeback putt time.
Yep. Love to see it. Let's get a star par here, folks. It's already exciting for me. Yes.
That's 2 gray squares.
Yeah, we're going to get 2 more, I think. There we go.
Phew. Tyler was the one we were worried about, right?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. All right, off to hole 11, back-to-back par 5s. 743 feet for this one. There are 2 gaps you have to hit in this hole in order to execute for your birdie. The first one is this initial gap you see. You see a basket to the right. That's the normal hole here. We're putting these 2 holes together. You need to get right here where the drone is right now. Then the second gap you have to hit is the second tunnel right over the pad here, landing in this green area. And then there's a couple lanes you can take to get to the basket to get up and down for your birdie look. There are opportunities for an eagle, but it requires your tee shot to get 450 plus up the hill in order to even have a chance at it. So very high level of difficulty for the eagle.
Yeah, shout out to Nate Hecker, the only eagle on this hole during the round.
That's gross. Good on Nate. Got one good drive up there so far. A little right is okay. Left is worse, and that's where Bradley's headed right now. Needs a good kick. It doesn't get the kick, but he should be hopefully open enough to kind of pitch up and around.
Yeah. He's got space to make a good decision at least.
Yeah. Even if you're not in position, you can still get your birdie if you execute well getting to that second gap. We'll just have to see how open it is for him. Tony, same thing. That's an okay landing spot. Not the best, but it's okay. This is the Undertaker again from Corey. And talk about drives you need for eagle opportunities. That's the one. You need to push it way past the initial gap. Bradley trying to get a little sneaky here. Oh, yeah, that's such a good shot.
That's going to leave him a great chance to birdie still.
Tony.
Leaves it a little inside.
Yep, just a little. Luckily, he's a lefty, so he should be able to hopefully throw a hyzer from there and maybe give himself a look still for a birdie. Putter from Tyler, and this is smooth from him.
Look at that.
Ideal landing zone. Got Corey going for the eagle look.
Oh.
He's going to outdrive the hole if he could, but gets caught up in the early guardian trees. Ooh, yeah. Oh, also gets caught up as Tony, but he'll have a long look.
Bradley going to throw a hyzer here, I would assume, with something stable. Crash back towards that basket.
Real soft and slow and easily controlled.
That'll be a nice tap in. Tyler, so smooth. Looks like he put zero effort into that. And that's the result.
Tyler confuses me sometimes because once in a while he'll throw standstills instead of the next step, and he'll throw it just as far.
Corey with a line. Oh, tickles the chains for the eagle.
Tickles.
But again, that's going to be one of his easier birdies of the day. Sneak.
Oh, off the top.
Gets metal.
Big skip off the top of the basket, too. He's going to have a pretty sturdy comeback. Oh, no. Whiffs it on the way back.
It's all right. Let's settle in now. We'll knock it down. Yep, there we go. That happens. Regroup.
He's got another par 5 he can execute on. Get that birdie and erase it.
There you go.
But Bradley Williams going to walk away with his green square. Good execution from him, especially off his tee shot. Was not in an ideal position. Good second shot from him.
Yeah, Corey just got a real easy birdie there. And Tyler, just wonderful birdie as well. That approach was so smooth. And now we're moving on to hole 12, back-to-back par 5s. I'd love to see this. This is tight off of the fairway. You do not want to go right. You don't want to go left. You want to land in the middle. You want to avoid trees. You want to avoid rocks. You want to avoid stumps. And then all of a sudden you're out here and you need to avoid the OB line on the left and all of the stuff on the right and still push forward far enough to land near that basket and hopefully execute for the 4. It is a handful of a hole.
To say the least. I will say that I think that the tee shot on this hole is a little easier than the tee shot on the previous one, but the second shot I think here is much more difficult, especially if you're trying to put yourself in position. And Tony was, I'm sorry, that is not Tony, that is Tyler. Tyler nearly kicking down that hill, but gets a very fortunate tree deflection into the dead center of that fairway.
Bradley piping one down here. Let's see if he stays out of that cluster of trees. Hopefully he's not pinned up and has something to do there.
He's got a good forehand. I think he'll have an out. Guess what Corey's throwing?
I'm going to make the assumption it's the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And he got a lot of great ground play. He's going to have some decent footing to try to pump one out there. Tony with a forehand.
I like this play from him a lot. He's very smooth and powerful.
All right. He's going to be right there with Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
It's these second shots that are the fun ones. All right, Tyler. Stand still, forehand. Hopefully you're getting plenty of distance out of that hole.
Yeah, a little high. He's going to get kicked early. Bradley's got a little window to work with here. Just going to trunk off a little power, but that's okay.
Great footwork, too. He has foot, a little bit back and behind the disc, but definitely within that space, too. Giving himself his arm enough room to spin.
Noteworthy here. I'm glad you mentioned it because I totally forgot about it until you just said that. So the new, the rule of where you put your foot in relation to the disc, to the basket, that no one was really talking about it. We did coverage for FPO and MPO. Bradley was the first one to point it out on the card, which actually helped him get a little better angle and helped another player get a little better angle too. So it was really cool to see Bradley use his IQ and his knowledge of the game to be able to make that discernment and help himself and another player get an advantage there.
Yeah, the rules aren't there to cost you strokes. The rules are there to help you save strokes. That's how I like to look at them.
Yeah.
Tony,
sick roller from Tyler.
Yeah. Tony with a backhand approach into the green. Let's get that down and have it settle.
Sit.
Sit. Hopefully that's settled very quickly. Bradley going to take the same flight pattern, but do a right-hand forehand as Tony just did.
This looks inside still.
Yep.
It's an easy mistake to make because that OB comes really close to the basket.
Yeah. It's definitely something that you're worried about, thinking about that. Corey does a wonderful job of keeping it low, throwing in front of the bucket, not at the bucket.
I think it's a Chally.
Probably.
I'm not sure about what that blue disc is. This is a run from Tyler.
Why not? Settled nicely as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bradley got a little unfortunate on that.
It's a good
It's
out,
going
though.
to settle, though. Yep.
Really good out. Unfortunate he didn't get the look.
Tony's got a little bit of an angle here.
He made it from the woods earlier today.
Oh, I love it.
Man, he should just putt from the woods every time. He gets all the green squares from there.
Yeah, he's not worried about that red square he just took either.
Good correction from him.
There you go, Tyler. Well executed forehand in the middle of that adventure, forehand roller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really, really sick. He is one of the better roller players I've seen in a long time.
Great Lakes Disc, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a fully stocked retail disc golf store that fulfills all of your disc golf needs. We carry all of the major manufacturers, accessories, and offer player and event sponsorship, along with tournament payout assistance. To learn more about Great Lakes Disc, visit greatlakesdisc.com.
Hole 13 now, 385 feet, par 3. Maybe one of the hardest holes to score because the window in order to get to the basket is so small. It's this window right here, which is maybe 12 feet wide. That's the only gap you got. Can't really play Plinko over the trees. It's not really attackable unless you're Garrett Girthy maybe, but he's not here, so we're not going to see that happen. The common play you'll see Corey prepping for it is to throw an anhyzer around the telephone pole and trying to get into that gap. If you don't throw something on the right angle or understable enough, you'll end up left and potentially OB.
Settle, okay.
I mean, that's a really good shot. You missed the window by 2 feet and it's stuck at the front of that, and it's still not open. It's a tough shot from there.
Yeah, this played .32 strokes above par.
Yeah.
So it's definitely in the difficult one. Fourth hardest hole during the round. Hardest hole on the back nine is something to note.
Tony there with, again, the lefty hyzer I think plays really well into getting into the gap, and he gets a very favorable roll. Might even have a look for that elusive birdie from there.
Tyler trying to land one on top of Donut. Love it. So we got 3 people thrown. They're all within 10 feet of each other.
That's what they try to do. They want the donut hole in one.
It's got to be worth something.
Put a bounty on it?
We should. Uh-oh.
This needs to sit very rapidly.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. That works.
That way to use the hill, I guess. Very fortunate. Yeah, it's just a poke and pray for you to get up in there. This is a really tough hole to score on. If I haven't said that already.
Yeah. Or the stats didn't say it. But Tyler put a nice one close to the bucket. Corey's going to look. Little window putt here. He just throws it to the open area and has it settle. Smart play.
Yep.
There's no need to try be heroic, hit a tree, and then be just as far out for your par.
See, this is why Corey's so much better than me, because I would have tried something stupid.
Yep.
Get in there. Ooh, good bid from
Tony gave it a shot, but we got people knocking in for pars. Well, all right, Bradley. This isn't a knock-in, but I got faith in you, buddy. Mr. Williams gets it. Love to see it.
Never a doubt.
Then we got 3 other people tapping in for their pars. We're going to have a star par. on hole 13, which is going to then take us to hole 14, which played as the 5th easiest hole on the course.
Yeah, this last little stretch before we get to the last 2 holes is a scoreable run here. 14, like you as mentioned, 5th easiest on the day. There's a mando on the left of that telephone pole that kind of prevents the big power forearms or forehands to kind of go up and over everything. So you got to throw something down the intended fairway. And then there's a lot of little plinko trees that can just stop a disc at any moment. You're just trying to get as close as you can and hopefully have a putt.
All right, Corey's got the box. He goes with a low forehand.
This is just force.
Great skip. Settle, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Assuming that's settled, that was the great right play.
There is a slanted green, but it's mostly like it's like true woods. A lot of little sticks and leaves and stuff. It's really hard to get a intense roll away.
Oh yeah.
That's
Tony's
really
gonna have CTP right now. Love to see that. Tyler going with the forehand as well. Well, he wanted to get that CTP.
Yeah,
he was going for it.
He was going for the ace. He just wanted to take everything.
Yeah. No aces on this hole during this round.
Here's Bradley. Good line from him as well. Ooh, early kick. You have a obstructed look from there. Yeah, it's 45 feet. Maybe a little inside that.
Don't worry. I got it.
Putting under the leaning branch there and into the basket. Easy peasy. Tyler from distance.
Oh!
It's right there.
1% more. That sticks in there.
Corey pushing a touch deep. Gets the putt to go. It's 3 down through 5 here on the back 9. And tied with Tyler at this point for the card. Tony and Bradley just a couple strokes off the pace.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, that's a birdie for him, right? Oh,
Yeah.
1 stroke off the pace.
For sure. And the tap in. Yeah, the drop in, if you will.
He wanted a green square like everyone else.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, moving to hole 15. It's a par 3. It's 315 feet. It's uphill. It's tight. It's well guarded, but it's also birdieable. But it's also the second hardest hole on the back 9. Which just shouts out to the course designer. This is just perfect. When a third of the field or a quarter of the field's birdieing it and a quarter of the field's bogeying it, I love it.
Good score separation.
Yep.
And
Corey gets hung up a little early.
he has the exact same branch he hit in day 1.
Oh my goodness.
He's just got its number.
Tony going with a forehand.
He's going to clip into the same pine tree.
All right, there's a party halfway down the fairway right now. Love it.
This
Settle.
So good.
Settle. All right. Puts him right at circle's edge.
Tyler. Inside as well. Yep, same pine tree.
Well, 3 players playing from the same area roughly. Hopefully they got plenty of space to slide them up.
Yeah, the backhand hyzer was not available from where Corey was, and he actually clipped that tree at the very last second, but it's going to stay in circle for him. Tony's unfortunately going to have to go take the traditional route, which is opposite to the hand he wants to be throwing.
But that's going to settle in there.
Oh, yeah, good shot from him.
And get through and settle. That's great.
Zone from Tyler there. We'll put him in circle. Bradley from, what do you say, 38, 35 right there. Get down. Ooh, over the top. Kind of hard to do with fireflies. They don't tend to glide super far.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Very uncharacteristic for Bradley there.
While we distract you from that, shout out to Dairy Queen. Heard they were selling a lot of their products on the course, or at least one of their products was going pretty hot.
Oh my lord, like hotcakes.
Yeah, it's pretty warm down there. A lot of my friends commented about the delicious Dairy Queen that they got to enjoy when they were down there. Unfortunate bogey there for Bradley. Looks like everyone else is going to sneak in with their pars. And we're down to 3. 3 holes remaining.
Hole 16, 318, just a little bit farther, but a little easier, I'd say. A little more fair gap. You just want to throw forehand if you have it, maybe a backhand. The hole finishes right at the very end here. You'll see it kind of curve. There is that tree you can kind of use as a little bit of a stop. But this is a must get for these guys. They really, especially if they want to compete for the win in this event, they need to be able to execute on this hole down the stretch.
Yeah, Corey, the backhand.
He's playing that flip to flat, but he's left this one too far to the right, and it's going to go into those trees and kick back left. See what he's got down there when we finish all our drives.
Boom.
Yep, I like this play a lot.
No, get out of there. Man.
He's going to get caught up in early. Just a
It looks so clean out of his hand.
That wall kind of carries a little longer than he thought. Tyler going with the forehand again. Works pretty well last round.
Very stable.
He likes to throw really stable stuff.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
I would take that all day.
Every day.
Every day.
Bradley going with the forehand as well. This looks really smooth as well. He's got a smooth form. Oh, yeah.
I think this is an important time, now that we have a few holes left, to... There's a third commentator in the booth today. You may have heard him. Zach's son, Sebastian, is making his Crew 42 debut, and he's just woke up from a nap, so you might hear him for the last couple of holes, so...
He just wants to play.
Yeah. Sebastian have a PDGA number yet?
He does not.
Oh, we got to get him that soon, then.
We do have to get him that pretty soon.
There we go. Corey with a jumper. A little high.
Yeah. Again, something just kind of messing with him a little bit. Foliage in his way. When you're that tall, I mean, branches just get in the way, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Marweed has that problem too, probably.
I would assume. Bradley makes a nice recovery from the bogey on last hole. Gets the birdie on this one.
Tony, good putt from him. He's going to take a par. Corey up next to get his.
Boom.
Easy peasy.
And the guy tapping in for a 2 with a very, very good drive, Mr. Tyler Horne.
Oh, yeah. Nice and easy. That's going to move us on to hole 17 now. Last 2 holes are both par 4s, this one being the more difficult one. Tee-pad installed just for this event, 450 feet, tight fairway, no wider than 20 feet the whole way down. You just got to throw your straightest disc possible, get as far down the fairway as possible. If you can avoid going right, there's OB along the road. The left is natural OB with those bushes. And then just get up into this circle that's semi-guarded for your birdie luck if you can get there, or eagle if you get a really nice drive.
Yeah, I mean, the way you said it sounds super easy. Let's do it.
Donut and I were able to play a round before the event started the day before. I may have accidentally put 160 feet away.
Nice.
So my judgment on, and I was playing with Holland Hanley at the time, and they were making the joke that this was definitely a par 4, and then I piped it down there, and they're like, oh no, it's a par 3. If Zach can do it, then it's a par 3.
Looks like we did get 3 eagles.
Yeah.
Not trying to spoil it, but not on this card. Jason Telford, Kevin Fodry, and Thomas Brockhoff.
Corey Ellis not liking that spot. Makes the overcorrection. He goes wide right that time. It's worth noting, too, in day 1, when our card came around to this hole, there was a 6-card backup.
Ooh.
Because people just didn't know how to play the hole. And then on this day, we were the 2nd card. The flow was much better. The spotters understood where to stand a little bit better after watching the field in day 1, and everything moved way smoother today. A roller here. This needs to not. Don't do it. Oh, it's going to do it. Yeah, Tony's going to roll OB. Trying to cut that across. Try to do some Zach magic from yesterday. Not going to work for him. Here's Corey.
Get through there. Nice.
Yeah, it gets through almost everything. Bradley Williams here.
That's some awkward footing. That's such a smooth release. Get up there, get up there.
Yep. Just outside circle, it's a birdie look. Tyler from a knee. Just gonna pitch his zone. He's so smooth.
He is.
It's just completely effortless. There's Tony from where he went OB. He's gonna make a bit of a run.
Whoa!
So close.
That's fun.
That would have been really cool if you'd gotten that.
Fall in, come on.
Bradley, it feels like Bradley's really close to having kind of a nuts round. He's just like off by inches. Corey saving his par.
Nicely done.
Yeah, really unfortunate for him to go OB off the drive. They told us that the telephone post on the other side of the road, he was hyzering, so he was going to skip off the road and almost for sure stay in bounds, but it hit that telephone pole and kept him out, so he's going to have to settle for a par here.
Good sportsmanship there by Tyler, noticing that Bradley was, a little bit further, just walked away from his putt.
Yep.
Let Bradley get his business done, and Tyler get his done.
That means we only have one hole left to go, and that's hole 18, 582. What do we got going on?
We got OB on the left. We got OB on the right. We got a little bit of wind playing across the fairway here. You got 582 feet to make two really good shots and then land on this green, which is going slightly uphill at the end with, of course, OB behind it. Why would it not?
I mean, yeah, it's not Brent Hambrick. It's not OB.
All right. Tyler leading us off after his par in the last hole. Looks like it's nice and stable.
Yep.
Just settle, settle, settle.
Yep, that grabby grass from Ohio is going to keep it right there. Here's Bradley throwing hyzer. Yep.
Yep, that was perfect. Can't draw it up much better than that.
So Corey says there's no risk or there's no problem just going for it. That's what he said openly before he threw this. And so he's just trying to mash this as far as possible. That's so far up there.
Yeah, that works out well.
I mean, that's all of like a 550 power shot because that's so uphill. That's just nuts. Boom, there goes Tony. This needs to sit, though, very quickly.
It does. All right.
Tony's out, so he's going to go first. We got lots of room to work with here, though, on the hyzer. Got a little bit of wind. You see those flags in the background?
Yep, nice.
Yep, just a little short.
Putt, yeah, still a little bit of a putt.
Bradley. Stockheiser
Boom.
under the basket.
Love it.
I want to say it's a whale.
He played the hole well.
Tyler going way hyzer here.
Don't do it.
Ooh, on the line, but inbounds. But this is nuts. This is an eagle look on 18. There are not many people in the field that can say they're going to have a legitimate eagle look on 18.
Well, that man's going to have some legitimate looks that most humans aren't. Oh, Tony.
Just a hair short.
For a clean back nine. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Mr. Ellis. Wonderful.
We got two guys that got to watch their head to clean up theirs.
Yep.
And that's going to do it for round 2 for us. We're going to have some movement on the leaderboard as well. We're going to lose some guys on the card. We're going to get some new guys. Taking a look at scores first here. Tony at neg 9. Had a couple hiccups there on the back 9. Tyler at neg 13. Very clean. As well as Corey Ellis at neg 12 right behind him. We have Bradley Williams at neg 10 right in between that. Also only had that one blemish on 15. Taking a look at standings, we had a little bit of movement. Tyler's actually going to move up to the lead card, and we're going to have Trevor Harbaugh move down to our chase card for next round. And I really like Trevor, so I was happy to have him for this event. We're going to see how this finishes out in round 3. Thanks for watching, folks. See you then.